Now consider this particular example 3 star 5 and we will construct the annotated parse tree for this one first. So in order to construct the annotated parse tree for this one, we need to start with the start symbol, that is L determine En. Okay. Then E determine a star is there, no? So E determine T. E determines T and T determine T star F. Then F determine digit dot lexical value. This determine F. This determine digit dot lexical value. Okay. So this is what? Parse tree. This is a parse tree. Now I'll write the annotated parse tree. L dot value, E dot value, T dot value. This is just an end marker. Okay. This is not a grammar symbol. It is just a end marker. If you are getting confusion, you can take it as a dollar also. T dot value, F dot value. This is equal to 3. This is equal to 5. So this is 3, 5, 3, 15, 15, 15. So this is called as an annotated parse tree. This is called as an annotated parse tree. Previous one what I wrote, it is called as a parse tree, and this is called as an annotated parse tree, where along with the nodes you will be representing with what is the attribute value associated with them. So that is called as an annotated parse tree. Now once I get this annotated parse tree, then you can easily construct the dependency graph for this one. Now in order to construct the dependency graph for this one, as I told you, you need to create the node in the dependency graph for every attribute associated with an non-terminal. Getting my point? So here 1, here 2, here 3, this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8. This is 9. Okay, 9 nodes are there. So now what I'll do is, I'll write it in a dotted line, the dependency graph. Now this 1 depends on the value of this. This depends on value of this. This depends value of this. Then here, okay, node. This depends on the value of this and this. This depends on the value of this, and this depends on the value of this and this. So whatever I have written in an dotted line, that is an dependency graph. Got it? Whichever I have written it in a dotted line, that is called as an dependency graph. You would just mention here, solid lines represent the annotated parse tree and the dash lines will represent the dependency graph. Or if you want to do reverse also, you do it. Dash line you represent with the whatever dash line represent annotated parse tree. Solid line you write the dependency graph. Or color pencils if you want, but final exam you cannot do that one. So better you take one solid line. Usually whenever they will ask you to write the dependency graph, then solid line you take it for a dependency graph, dotted line you take it for the annotated parse tree. I have taken it as a reverse order, but in the notes which I have provided to you, you go through that one, where there we have written the dependency graph itself in the solid line only, because main question is on the dependency graph. So this will represent the dependency graph. Now you write the topological sorting for this one. Write the topological ordering for this one. So the first node whose in degree is 0. So topological ordering is 1 in degree 0 in degree 0. When I am removing this, I will remove this also. this in degree will become 0. If you want, you can write 1 4 also, or if you want, you write this also, that is also fine. Both are correct. Okay. Then I am removing this, so write 3. Then I cannot eliminate this one because it depends on this one, so I have to start with this. Anyhow, 4 already I have removed. I can write 5, then both I can remove, 6, then 7, then 8, then 9. So this is the topological ordering. This will give you an order of the evaluation. That means which attribute will be evaluated first, next which one. So this is also correct, or you can write like this also, 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is also correct. One more I will write, or whose in degree is 0. 1, 4, 8. 8 is also having in degree as an 0. Then you can write 5, 2, then 3, 6, 7, 9. This is also correct. Any one is correct. So usually better you follow like this only. That is this one. Okay. So this is how you will write the dependency graph, and you will write the topological ordering for an given graph. Okay, given text, that is given expression, because it is an expression grammar. This what I wrote it as for an S attributed STD. It is for an S attributed STD. Now we will consider one example for an L attributed STD. So last class I told you one example for an L attributed STD. I will consider that same example. L attributed STD. So that is T determine Ft dash. What is the semantic rule associated with this? T dash inherited is equal to F dot value. Last class I have explained you about all these things. And T dot value is equal to an T dash synthesis value. Then T dash star Ft dash. So it is T1 star inherited is equal to T dash inherited star F dot value. You are getting what is this? So here this one T dash inherited, it depends on the value of this and this. So T dash inherited. What is this T dash inherited I am getting? That is here. What is that one? T dash inherited. It is F dot value. So T dash inherited is F dot value. So that will be passed over here. And I am finding this T dash inherited with this T dash inherited multiplied with this F dot value. Multiplied with this F dot value. Then T dash synthesis is equal to, this is while coming back. Okay. T dash synthesis. I have explained you this previous session. T dash epsilon is equal to an T dash synthesis is equal to T dash inherited. Okay. Then F determine digit. It is F dot value is equal to digit dot lexical value. Lexical value. So this is the grammar which we got. Okay. Now we'll take one simple example. So that is again 3 star 5 only. Write an annotated parse tree for this. So it is T determine F T dash, this one. Then F determine digit. F determine digit dot lexical value. Lexical value. Then here T dash, because here I am having two values associated with this one. So it is star f t dash. So again f determine digit dot lexical value, t dash determine epsilon. Now values associated with this. Which is the value associated with this one? Synthesis value. So for the original grammar symbols, that is T and F, okay, for them always you will have, remember this point. So for the original grammar, that is T and F, only the synthesis value will be associated with this. And for the any other grammar which you will obtain after removing or converting an unambiguous grammar to an ambiguous grammar, or while performing the left recursion or left factoring, you make it some other non-terminals like T dash here. So for such type of the non-terminal, there may be an inherited value and an synthesized attribute associated with that. But the proper, that is the original grammar symbols of your given grammar like F and T. So they will have only the synthesized attribute associated with them. They will have only the synthesized attribute associated with this. But for the non-terminals which you are maybe obtained while converting an unambiguous grammar to the ambiguous, or during left recursion or during left factoring, whichever you are getting the non-terminal, for them there may be two attributes associated with them. So one is a synthesis attribute and the other one is an inherited attribute. Here also one is inherited attribute and the other one is an synthesis attribute. Okay, so T dash T are different, but whenever I take this subscript of T1 dash here, it is just to differentiate that it is at the body of the production, it is at the head of the production, that's it. So this subscript 1 just to show that it is in the body of the production, and this T dash is at the head of the production, T1 dash is at the body of the production. T1 dash here represent this T dash and simple T dash represent this T dash. But it is the same non-terminal only, just to differentiate that it is at the body of the production and it is at the head of the production. See here, this T dash is at the body of the production. Its value depends on what? The head of the production, that is T dash inherited star F dot value. So just to differentiate that one, you have taken the subscript, that's it. Otherwise there is no difference between the T1 dash and the T dash. So both are the same. Here it is a T1 dash. Okay, here it is a T1 dash, but both are same. So now this is what? This is an parse tree. Now I will write the annotated parse tree. Annotated parse tree is along with the value. So what is this lexical value for this example? So it is 3 and here it is again 3 and here it is, I am inheriting, that is this one. So which rule I am applying? T determine ft dash. When I am applying T determine ft dash, so what is T dash inherited? F dot value. What is F dot value? What is F dot value or synthesis value? Both are same. Value or a synthesis value, both are same. Okay. What is F dot value? 3. That means I am copying this 3 to here. Getting my point. What is the production I am using? T determine ft dash. T determine ft dash. What is the semantic rule associated with that? It is T dash inherited is equal to F dot value. That is this one, T dash inherited. So it is at the body of the production. So that's why I written the subscript. Otherwise it is not required. So T dash inherited is nothing but a F dot value. F dot value is nothing but the 3. Okay. Then after that one, so what is the T dash inherited value? So this is what? It is 5. It is value is equal to 5. Okay. So here what is T dash inherited? Which is the production you are using? T determine F star ft dash. T determine star ft dash. You are using this one. T dash determine star ft dash you are using. So if that is the situation, production you are applying, what is that semantic rule says? That is T1 dash inherited is equal to T dash inherited star F dot value. That is this one. T t dash inherited is equal to, and this one t dash inherited 3 into f dot value, that is 3 into 5, it is 15. It is 15. So here t dash inherited, or it is t dash inherited is equal to an 15. T dash inherited is equal to an 15. Now here t dash synthesis. So what is this I am applying here? Epsilon. So when I am applying the epsilon, what is the semantic rule? So t dash synthesis is equal to t dash inherited. So t dash synthesis is equal to t dash inherited. What is t dash inherited? 15. Therefore here also it is 15. There also it is 15. Then after that one, so what is this t dash inherited? What is this t dash inherited? When I am applying this particular production, t determine f t dash, what is t dash synthesis value? It is t dash synthesis value, that is t dash synthesis value, which is 15 here. So and finally what is this t dash synthesis value or a t dash value? Both are same. So it is t dash synthesis. What is t dash synthesis? That is 15. This example already I have explained you in the previous session also. So just it is an revision. So this is what it is, annotated parse tree. This is an annotated parse tree. Previous what I wrote, it is a parse tree. This is an annotated parse tree. Now I will write the dependency graph. So as I told you, dependency graph, what I will do, I will construct the 1 node. I will construct the 1 node for each of the nodes attribute associated with the nodes in the annotated parse tree. So that means for this I will construct 1. Now I will write it in a different color. This is the dependency graph I am writing. Now associated with this is 2. Then associated with this is 3. This one 3. Now associated with this I will take it as a 4. Then 2 attributes are associated with this one. So I will take 5 and 6. One is for inherited value 5, synthesis value 6. Same here also, 2 attributes are associated with this one. So that is 7 and 8. What is 7? Inherited value. What is synthesis? This one, it is 8. Then I will take this as a 9. So these are the nodes of the dependency graph. So for this 1, 2, any number you can give 2, and for this 3, for this 4, and here 2 attributes are associated with this t dash. So 5 and 6. Here also for this t dash 2 attributes are associated. So 7 and 8. Now this depends on this. Therefore this will come. And this depends on this. Therefore I will have one edge. And here what is your inherited value? It is nothing but a f dot value. Therefore I am taking the value from this. 3 is transferred to here, no? 3. Okay, that this 5 indicate for the inherited value, 6 indicate for a synthesis value. Then both of them 7. What is 7? T dash inherited. T dash inherited, it depends on what? Both the T dash inherited and f dot value. That is 5 and 4. Now 8 depends on this. That is T dash synthesis is equal to T dash synthesis is equal to T dash inherited, and this one. So what is this one? T dash synthesis is equal to T dash synthesis. That means this value I am copying it here. Now T dot value is equal to T dash synthesis value. That is this one. Okay. So whatever I have written it in a brown color, that is a dependency graph. Okay. This is easily can differentiate which is a dependency graph and which is an annotated parse tree. So whichever I have written it in a brown color, that is an dependency graph. And whichever I have written it in a blue color, that is an annotated parse tree. Now write the topological ordering for this. So what is the topological ordering we are getting? Or order of the evaluation of the attribute values. So whose in degree is 0? 1 I can write. When I am writing 1, remove its outgoing edges. Now 2. Now remove its outgoing edges of the 2 also. I can write 5. Now 7 I cannot write because it also depends on the 4. So whose in degree is 0? 3, then 4, then after removing this I can write 7, then 8, then 6, then 9. So this is the topological ordering or the order of evaluation of an attribute value for this particular example. So this is how you will construct the dependency graph. Okay, there are so many examples are there in the notes. You go through those examples. So here I have taken only the small expression like 3 star 5. If it is 3 star 5 star 4 like that, then your dependency graph will be an very big. So since the space problem is there, so that's why I have taken the smaller example. And whatever the other examples are there in the notes, they all depends on this grammar, okay, and the previous grammar what I wrote. I may include star plus along with the star. There may be an included the plus also in the previous S attribute. This is L attributed STD, correct, where you will be having both the inherited value also, and also you will be having the synthesized attribute. This is nothing but a synthesized attribute only. If you want, you can change the name as a synthesis, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is an example for an L attributed STD and how to construct the dependency graph for that one. And the previous example what I showed, that is S attributed STD and the dependency graph for that one. So I may explain one more example also, but it takes too much of the time. So that's why you go through the other example. If you are not getting, then please you inform me. I'll explain few more example on this because it is somewhat difficult to understand also. I have explained the small example. So there are big examples are there in the notes. You go through first all those example. If you are not getting, you just message to me or you can call to me. If all of you want that one, again I'll take few more example. I may explain that also. Thank you.